Totes Recall.
Welcome to Totes Recall, the podcast where we talk about a movie we can't remember very well. We then pause the record, go eat 2 pizzas, 2 salads. Thank you, patrons. Watch the movie, come back. Second half, we're recording again. Now we know what's up. My name is Dan.
This is Molly.
I'm also Dan.
And I'm Beth.
And our movie this very special episode is 12 Angry Men.
What's special about it?
I don't know.
It's March.
It's March.
The Ides of March.
Yes.
Is it?
On the day that it drops.
Oh.
Beware the Ides.
Yes.
Beware the men. Beware the legal system.
The 12 of them.
Hashtags Caesar.
Yes, Caesar. I'm sure. If you check the records, I'm sure it was specifically 12 men that killed you.
Yes. A2, 12 Brutus.
Brutus plus
They were
11
all named
others.
Brutus.
Oh, they were all named Brutus. Okay, interesting. A dozen Bruti.
Yeah. Why did we pick this movie?
Great question.
I thought there was a dumb joke-based reason we picked it, but I couldn't remember.
There's not a
No,
joke reason.
we were just like, let's actually pick a good movie.
Oh, and this is an Affy, as we all know.
Yep.
So
Excuse me?
An Affy.
I see.
Okay, all right. So, as the only person here who is not pursuing the Affy list at all,
Well, I'm not
Okay.
pursuing.
I would like to.
achieved.
That's true. They've.
That's nice, Beth. We're
And
sympathizing.
I did it first, just to be clear.
And I should clarify that, like, due to circumstances out of our control, the level of motivation to pursue it has been relatively close to zero for the last however long for me. So, like, I'm probably still at, like, the lower fourth of
Great.
the Affies.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. But I just want to say I watched this movie on my own,
Excellent.
probably on TCM,
Ooh.
Yeah.
because I heard it was good. I knew Henry Fonda was in it.
Okay.
Is that the
And-
Fonda? I couldn't remember which Fonda.
I believe it is.
Okay.
I think you're right. Yeah.
It sounds like a Henry movie.
And as usual, when there is a classic movie that continues to be popular in the culture, usually there's a good reason for it. I also wanted to watch this because I've been thinking a lot about the legal system and how things work.
Mhm.
And during a time in our fairly recent history when the governmental system felt like it was out of control, I watched
Yes,
a
past tense.
documentary about Watergate, and it made me feel better. It was just nice to see something that happened in the past and was basically resolved in a more or less just way.
Sure.
And so I'm hopeful. I don't know if this will be true or real for this movie, but I'm hopeful it will do that. But I don't know. I'm putting a lot on this movie.
Yeah, you're putting a lot on this movie.
I have all seen this movie. I didn't watch it as part of my specific Affy pursuit. I had already seen it before that. And I believe this movie came into my life because my wife, no big deal, who attended law school, also no big deal. As a part of a scam of law school, the big journal searches give you points to search so that you can go pay them later when you get a real job. Look into it.
Wait, what?
What?
Doesn't matter. That was too complicated. Cut this out. As part of my wife, no big deal, who went to law school, also no big deal. She got a copy of 12 Angry Men along with some other law DVDs as part of some promotion I don't understand.
Anatomy of a Murder?
Cousin Vinny?
My Cousin Vinny, yes.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
I don't remember the other ones. Maybe the Pelican Brief?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
excellent. I saw that recently.
Good man.
Or another Grisham. There's like two Grisham ones. The Brief.
The
Rain?
Brief.
The-
Excellent.
The
Wait.
Firm. The Firm.
Yeah.
Firm.
Pelican
Pelican
Brief is the brief, right?
Yeah, that's the Brief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we should watch one of those.
Great.
So that's why I've seen it.
I see.
Got it.
So because
That was a
you were
long way.
around,
Yeah, I'm around my wife all the time. No big deal.
no big deal. I see. Very good.
I watched it for the Affy.
Okay.
But I remember it being one of my favorite ones that I
Oh.
saw.
120 whatevers?
Yeah,
Three.
123. Yeah, it's very, very good. And it is originally a play
I believe so, yes.
I also believe that to be true.
with 12
12 Angry Men.
angry men.
It is. They're the jury.
Yes.
It's murder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That might be the full extent of my memory.
The way I remember it is that the jury wants to make a quick decision, a hasty decision for guilt.
Oh, yeah.
But Henry Fonda
One guy's like,
just
I
works
have
on them
doubts.
and works on them and works on them
Yeah.
until they actually struggle to think through all the evidence. And I don't remember if he changes their mind at the end or not.
He makes them think critically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How many of the Angry Men can we name?
None.
Henry Fonda.
Henry Fonda.
George C. Scott?
No, that's in the other one.
What other one?
There
13 Angry Men?
No, there was this is the first
like the Oceans.
my first experience. Yes. Yeah, the legal system gets completely discombobulated.
We'll all get picked for the same jury, and then we'll heist the court.
The law.
Yeah.
We'll steal the law, and then we'll rule. No, the first time I consumed this work was actually that version, which was created in, I think, the 90s or whenever George C. Scott and Jack Lemmon were both still alive.
Oh.
And we watched it in my high school psychology class.
Oh, so they remade.
They remade it for, it might have been a TV movie originally. Even.
Oh.
And that also ruled. And that was, because that was, I think Jack Lemmon was the Fonda role where he was the one who's just like, ooh, but let's actually think about this. And George C. Scott, I believe, is the, spoiler alert for one of the Angry Men, the old racist one.
Oh, yeah.
Is he like the last standout?
I don't
Is standout
remember.
the word?
Holdout.
Holdout. That's the word I'm looking for.
I don't remember the order in which he convinces them and if old racist is the last one to go. Because there is like, this is sort of like, from what I remember this movie, which I watched for the Affies as well and made a snack about it. I believe we made a pun about the Fonda actor. Fondue? Maybe it was Henry Fondue.
Yep,
Yes.
that's what it was. I remember.
This movie is sort of like the Gremlins 2 of jury deliberations,
Okay.
where like
every
every angry man has like their own deal, like their own reason for wanting to get out of there quickly, or their own reason for why they are like so confident in the guilt of the accused. And that's like part of the fun is like watching Henry Fonda like zig and zag to like work on them and with their specific hangups.
So meeting them where they are.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
Guy who wants to get back to his family.
Maybe.
That's one of my character bets.
Ooh, I'm pretty confident there's a dude who literally just has tickets to a baseball game and just wants to get out
That
of there.
sounds
right.
Right. That sounds right.
And he mentions it a lot.
Who do you think is playing in the baseball game? Is it a Yankees thing?
Probably.
Okay.
Oh, is this in New York?
I assume Big Apple.
Wrote
Seems
a
like
play.
New York because I think
That's
the
true.
murder happens across the street, and so they have a witness that sees it through the window, and that's what like makes it seem like he's guilty. But then it ends up that like she wears glasses, and she's like not wearing her glasses, and it was like, how do you know it's actually him? And then
It's also my cousin Vinny.
yeah.
That was
Wait a
just one
second.
of them.
Wait a second. Am I thinking of my
Well,
How much-
is it
how much
someone's
grits
making
is in
grits?
this? Yeah.
And does it take you less than 15 minutes to make grits? And that's how they.
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
it's a grit.
Mhm.
I'm angry about grits.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very interested to see if it bothers me more that it's all white men this time than it did the first time I watched it.
I mean, I feel like that's part of the conceit of the play, though.
It
'Cause, like,
definitely
the
is.
accused is specifically a young black man.
Yeah.
So, like, part of the conceit is like,
This is
that's
not-
probably like when they wrote the play. It was just like, I mean, I don't know. I assume in the original play it was all white dudes.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh no, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, I know that it is all white dudes.
Check out the remake because I think there's non-white people in that one.
Interesting.
Oh. How
Maybe.
much did it bother you the first time?
No, I really the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, this is the era, and so I just
Sure.
accepted it, and moved on. Who knows?
Oh, you mean like just reflecting on the reality of our legal
Yeah,
system more
just
than
like,
like the content of the movie itself?
How much has it actually changed? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think I have a stronger depth of thinking than I used to.
Sure.
As I hope we all
Must be
do
nice.
as we move forward into our lives.
Yeah. I think this is also a movie that takes place mostly in one space,
Oh, yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think there are some scenes in the courtroom and some scenes in a bathroom.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything weird happens in the bathroom.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh, smoking. So much smoking.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
smoking. This is what we didn't bet a year. What year?
Uh-oh.
58.
49.
I'm going to say 54?
I'll say 52. It's definitely in black and white.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe it is in the 40s.
I
Too
don't
late.
know. I have no idea. I'm so bad at telling like when things were made.
Okay.
It's like some old
Molly's
movies
likes
are-
to report a regret immediately.
Okay.
I wish I had said 46.
Wow.
Wow, even earlier.
Yeah.
Like right after World War II?
Oh, man. No, I don't know. Well, you know what? We'll just leave it.
We'll leave it.
Great.
It won't be the first time I've been wrong about a year, no matter how many times, I guess.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thank you for conceding to yourself and just sticking to your original guess.
I remember it being very hot. They get hot in that jury room.
Yes.
Yep.
And a lot of taking off the coat. There's going to be, at one point, a guy exasperately loosens his tie.
Yes.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
And he's like sweating a lot.
Yeah.
They get lunch. I think their lunch gets
Molly's
delivered.
bet they get lunch?
Yeah.
I love
What
it.
are they, sandwiches?
Sandwiches in wax paper.
Yes, I love
Do
it.
you think they drink glasses of milk with those sandwiches?
Oh, this is the right era. Bunch of hot, angry men
Do you think they just bring like a pitcher of milk in?
I think it's just water. I'm going to say ice water
Sure.
in a pitcher.
I hope it's a pitcher of milk.
Ugh.
Hot room with no air conditioning.
Just lukewarm milk all over. I'm going to piggyback on the tie loosening that. One of them is wearing a hat, and they fan themselves with it.
Oh, yeah. Probably they were racing for who got to do that.
The hat?
Yeah, and the
That's a
director
good
was
move.
like, you can't all be
You can't all wear hats.
fanning yourself with your hat.
Fanning men.
12 fanning hats.
Yeah. We've said man a lot. Bechdel-Wallace test?
Absolutely not.
Hard pass?
No. I do think that the witness is a woman.
I think so, yes.
But I can't think of any other woman characters.
The prosecutor's not a woman? No, I'm just kidding.
I do not think so.
Stenographer? Classic
Probably
woman
a
role in
woman.
a legal drama.
Yeah.
But I don't even know. I mean, well, maybe there is a moment where the witness says something and then, well, they're not really talking to each
Yeah.
other.
Stenographer
The
says, what?
says, Jan, could you speak up?
Could you say
Can you
that
say
again?
that again? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, the
And then
witness.
she'd say, I was talking about a man.
Also,
Right.
good point.
Damn it.
Yeah,
That's a good
the whole
point.
time. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
the-
talking about her grits at first.
Well,
Yeah.
we were just joking.
I
about
do like the
that.
idea of the witness asking the stenographer to read something back. Just go full Sarah Palin on how the courts work.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, recently, Sarah Palin was in court for whatever. I can't remember why. I think it's like a defamation suit for her, that she
New York
is.
Times, yeah.
Yeah. But she tried to object from the stand, and the judge had to like calmly explain to her that's not how courts work.
I laugh, but I feel like I would want to do that too.
I mean, it'd be hard not to, but also like she's a monster.
Yeah.
She deserves all scorn and ridicule brought upon her.
I don't know. She seems pretty cool to me.
Oh God.
I'd get a beer with her or honey.
So ride around in
like
a
this. She's a
helicopter
straight
with her.
talker.
Oh, she was on The Masked Singer.
Oh, my
what a
God.
joy.
Anyway,
Hot
No.
men, hot room. We're
Fail.
fanning.
Huge fail on that BWT.
A huge fail.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, is it T?
Yeah,
Test.
test.
Okay.
The T stands for test.
I
which
panicked. I
rhymes
was like,
with
do we call it a test? Oh, no.
pest and stands
What?
for pool.
Stop it.
We got.
I will throw my
Trouble.
microphone out the window if you continue on this path.
Do you think they sing a song with 12 Angry Men
Yes. They do
Oh,
a
we're
chorus
12
line.
angry men. And we're,
style?
They get up on the table, start stomping their feet.
oh, yeah.
oh, that would be something.
12
be something.
Angry Men in the big parade.
Is this one? Is this like one day, one scene? They go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's like the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's like the whole baseball guys thing. It's just like, oh, the baseball game starts in however many minutes, so let's get this done.
But he misses the game, and then he can be won over.
Yeah, I bet there's a part in the movie where they say something like, "Oh, the sun's going down."
Ooh, I love it.
So really, they can't deliberate a second day?
I think they get there.
can.
They get to not guilty, right? Isn't that the end of the
Yeah.
movie? That's my bet.
I think they can, but I think the whole deal is like they're not done with their day until they all agree on
Choose. Yeah.
a verdict. And so,
Yeah.
right away, Henry Fonda's like, "I vote not guilty."
Right.
Yeah.
And
This-
then everyone's like, "Oh, we want to
yeah.
go home."
Ooh, my hat.
Yeah, my hat.
Mm-hmm.
and then he one by one, like Dan said,
It rules.
like he just picks up, each one until there's one holdout, not standout. He does stand out.
I mean, I'm sure the actor stands out.
yeah. Played by
I don't know.
somebody famous.
Maybe? I don't even know. Like,
Definitely someone famous,
I don't
but
know.
just from a time that I don't understand or don't know who the famous
yeah.
people were.
Like, I don't know if we'll recognize any of them.
Is I think the guy who plays the friend in Casablanca is in it.
The friend?
Which friend?
The kind of squirrely guy. Isn't there a squirrely guy in Casablanca?
Like, I can never remember his last name. Peter something?
Peter Lorre?
Lorre.
Yeah.
You think Peter Lorre's in this?
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Okay, write down that bet.
Oh, please. Oh, you have a point.
Yep, that's the guy. I'm an angry man.
I'm so angry. Wow. Yeah, this Dan's bet, there's a very cool tension in multiple scenes where they take it to a vote and it goes around the table and you sort of like get to see like, oh, what are they going to vote? How are they going to vote? And like they, because it's a movie like this that it requires each individual man to vote. Like there's like, these, everybody gets their own little moment, like these mini monologues when they have their vote time.
All right.
Great.
I bet it's a real juicy play to be cast in if you're an actor.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Like everybody gets a moment.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think there'll be any soundtrack to help us know how to feel?
Ooh, maybe a little.
Yeah,
Gotta
probably
be
not
some,
much.
right?
Probably not much though,
I
right?
bet it's very minimal.
Light touch.
I bet it's a light touch.
Okay, Molly's bet. Light touch soundtrack.
Yeah, like
I love
like music for transitions between scenes.
Yeah. Or like
you would see in a play.
ooh.
You're welcome.
Do you think Henry Fonda goes and turns the lights off for a couple seconds and then turns them back on?
And then somebody who's wearing all black runs across stage and moves some chairs around.
Great. I love it.
Great.
Well, Molly, how should we rate this film?
We're going to rate this on a scale of sweaty hats.
Sweaty hats. I mean, I want to have follow-up, but I don't know if I do. These are hats that are sweaty, right?
That's a band name.
Whoa! Big reveal.
Wow.
Okay, just sweaty hats? No, the sweaty hats,
So
huh?
is each one like a member of the Sweaty Hats?
It is like by album, so you can purchase up to 5 albums
Okay.
by Sweaty Hats.
Okay.
Oh.
They had to go with Sweaty Hats instead of the Sweaty Hats because the Sweaty Hats was already taken by a lesser band that dropped out, but they had already used the name.
Right.
Do they
Got
do
it.
that thing that some bands do where each performer has a name based on the band name? So like you got like sweaty guitar, sweaty drums, sweaty bass.
Yeah,
We
but
are the
it's like
Sweaty Hats.
Sweaty Mike,
Yeah.
Sweaty Al,
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Sweaty Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes.
Are they all actually sweaty on stage?
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Do they start sweaty or they get sweaty?
They get sweaty.
like
They
part
just
of the
have
fun of the show?
high energy. Yeah. And they all wear hats, obviously.
Right.
So are the hats sweaty before they start, or is it like you
No.
get to watch the hats get sweatier
You get to
throughout
watch
the performance?
hats, and then the lead singer at some point throws his hat.
Yes. Gotta
out into
donate the hat.
audience.
To catch the sweaty hat is like
Yeah.
an honor.
It
That's
is. It's-
exciting.
You're the next to get
Amazing.
married. Yeah.
Great.
So up to
Tradition.
5. Up to 5
Up to
of
5
those.
sweaty hat
Okay.
albums.
Yeah.
Dan, we all know you go first.
We do know that because I'm the best of the Dans.
How the rhyming goes.
First is the best of the Dans. That's how the rhyme goes.
Yeah.
I remember this movie ruling hard in the way that old movies can rule hard.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say 5 sweaty hats.
Wow.
Wow.
I feel
Bold.
like, I don't know, like this is the era of just like good actor men, but are still like, they're not, they're still like kind of normal. Like they're still like very like attractive people, but there's not just like, they don't necessarily fit into like specific archetypes like actors do now. You know what I
Sure.
mean? It's just sort of like, oh, here's a relatively handsome person that's like can enunciate well.
Do you think we should, as we watch it, think about how we would cast it now?
Whoa.
Yes,
Wow.
I do think
Okay.
that.
Great.
Report back.
All right.
Obviously Vin Diesel's going to be
It's
in it.
basically going to
I
be
mean-
the cast of Ocean's 11.
Or Fast and Furious.
Ooh.
Oh, I would. Vin Diesel. Please do a version of 12 Angry Men that is just the cast of the Fast and Furious movies.
That could be Fast 10.
Would watch.
As a slow legal thriller.
Oh
12.
my God, I
love
would
it.
love
I
that
love it
so
so much.
much.
That's
And then they
well
all
never
get
been.
in cars and drive away at the end,
Oh.
like up a mountain.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
Awesome.
Be
5.
Call us, Vin. Beth, you are second.
Yep. Yeah, I watched this for the Affies. I really, really liked it. So I'm also going with 5 sweaty hats.
Ooh,
So I think it's going to be very, very good.
Wow. Pressure's on. I'm going to say 4.5 because I bet it's going to be good acting times, but also like they're just going to be talking the whole time.
Sure.
Oh my God.
And so it doesn't feel, it also, well, it's a play movie. Play movies are sometimes short and sometimes very long.
Yes.
So I don't know how to predict how bored I'm going to be by the length.
Sure. Can I present to you that none of these people will be young people? And so you won't get stressed out by that.
That's a big positive. Yeah. I imagine there's not a lot of quick cuts or fast talking.
Yeah.
I'm colorful T-shirts or
so
anything
did you like
that.
break an album in half? Like, is it the album you don't like of the Sweaty Hats?
Oh, I got an EP.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's like metaphorically half.
Yeah.
I see.
Really
Metaphorically?
less than
Whatever.
half of the out songs. Although, I guess if you have two. Okay.
It probably depends.
I'm going to go 4 Sweaty Hats.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason is I remember really liking it, but I don't remember why. And I like the idea of giving myself an extra hat to go up
Sure.
as opposed to having to step down a hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you plummet to the bottom because you hate it.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Well, in that case, throw in the hat. Oh, yikes. And with that, we're going to press pause, go watch 12 Angry Men, and we'll be right back.
Hey, listeners, welcome to the middle of the show in content, but probably not in length. We're probably a third of the way through runtime.
Right.
Yep.
But I don't know. We haven't recorded it. Spoiler alert. Here in this time, we like to talk about a couple things. One of them is patreon.com/totesregal.com. It's a place where you can go to support the show. We are an independent, negative cash flow podcast when we're fully operational.
I don't know what that means. That's how unbusiness I am.
Maybe. Anyway, the point is we get support through you, the patrons, if you are a patron. If you're not a patron, we don't get support from you.
Right. I mean, we get maybe like emotional support.
Emotional support, which is also valuable.
Yeah.
Creative support.
Statistical support by you downloading this show,
Yes.
streaming it, whatever.
The point is, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/totesregal.com.
If you want to.
Dan, I have a question for you about this.
Yes.
If I were to become a patron,
Yes.
is that it? I just click a button, I spend some money, and
I mean,
good for me?
It can stop there, but it doesn't have to.
Oh.
There are rewards for patronage, and one of them is to see your name in lights in audio form.
Amazing.
On the podcast. And one such person did that.
Oh.
And their name
Kismet.
is Cecilia.
Cecilia.
We think
It
that's...
might be Cecilia.
It
It
might
might
be.
be. Call in if you want to correct us, and we'll do it again if we got it wrong. Or just let it lie like a sleeping dog.
Okay.
What?
You're
sure.
not the dog. We're the dog.
We are the
Who's
dogs.
the dog?
We're in the doghouse.
We're the dog if we said your name wrong.
Yes.
But if you want... If you want this good a reward,
Keep this all in, Beth.
you can go to patreon.com/totesregal.com. The other reward
It's not
of
a second
note
.com.
is no one has done it yet. You can pay
Yes.
$40
Thank you.
to have Dan and I competitively eat the fruit of your choice in the style of our choice.
Mono, e-mono, maybe, depending on how we choose to eat this fruit. We will competitively eat the fruit that you select.
Yes.
6 lucky creatures on this earth can choose to pay for this tier. No one has yet heeded the call, but I am determined for this destiny to be fulfilled.
Any fruit, and I will go as far as that is not poisonous.
Yes.
And I will say it can be either botanical or culinary fruit.
Excuse me?
Like you can do
How are you going to get a botanical fruit?
What does that even mean?
well, like a cucumber, right, is generally culinarily
Oh, I
considered
see
a
what you're
vegetable.
saying.
But if
I
you want to
see.
eat a cucumber because it's botanically
I see,
considered
I
a
see, I
fruit,
see. Okay.
that's fine.
Got
But
it,
you
got it,
just
got it,
meant
got it,
like
got it.
the fruit of some tree that's not going to kill you.
Sure.
No.
No?
We can't
You don't wanna
find
eat
that.
Acorns?
We have to be able to buy it at
Acorns
a
are not a
seed.
fruit.
It might be a nut.
We have to
Or a
Oh, no.
droop.
Check out Drip Talk. We're talking about nuts.
we will have to purchase it at a grocery store.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah.
If it's a fruit, we can buy at a grocery store.
Yeah. But it could also be, like you said, a cucumber.
Yeah.
It could be Whole Foods.
Or like a
though.
tomato.
Yeah.
What?
You know what I'm saying? It could be like a Whole Foods. They got like
I'm not going to Whole Foods.
Kangaroo.
like
Bezos the clown.
jackfruit or something.
Oh, that's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
it doesn't have to be a conventional grocery store. Like, as long as we can find it, we'll do it.
yeah, but I'm not going to Bezos Foods.
No.
That's fair.
Patreon.com/totesletgo.com.
There is not
Oh,
This is-
incredible.
again, we haven't recorded the podcast yet, so hopefully.
Do not cut a single second of this. This is incredible copy. Marketing departments would kill for this.
Back to the show.
And we're back. We just watched 96 minutes of, I don't know, like 8 pretty upset men, 1 like super angry man, 1 guy who definitely needs therapy, and a super racist. Oh, and Piglet was there. Yep. 12 angry men.
Yeah.
Wow. Great summary.
Yep.
But not as
the
great.
best summary.
Not
Yeah.
the best one.
The best summary, of course, is
60-second summary. We know it's the best because of all the... it's one.
Oh, yeah.
So many words.
my shelves are practically falling over with all this that sit on them.
Yeah,
Got a big
there are
bag of,
at least number of shelves in best.
Her address, of course, is Minneapolis.
Oh, don't dox me.
St. Paul. St. Paul.
Wow.
Great. As tradition is, I do summary.
Was that a sentence that you said?
Nope.
Okay.
But
You want to take that again?
Yeah, try it again.
as is tradition, I will volunteer to go
I want
first.
to do it.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Too much men talk in this
Yeah,
episode, am I right?
Yeah.
One summarizing woman.
That's right.
More like it.
I want to do I feel like this is one I could nail.
You ready?
All right.
I'm going to try. Here we go.
Go.
We open on an imposing image of a courthouse.
Ooh.
We see that some people are happy and some people are sad, and it indicates something's happening with a life-changing choice. We see the jurors receive their instructions from a very bored judge who tells them a man's life is in their hands. There's a murder charge, and if they convict, which has to be all 12 jurors, this man will be put to death. Or they can acquit with reasonable doubt, but it has to be all 12. The stakes are high. We see them go to a room. The foreman does his best to keep everybody in order.
30 seconds.
As at first, only Henry Fonda is a not guilty, and he sticks with it. And as we indicated at the beginning of the show, by the end, all 12 jurors turn based on a re-examination not only of the evidence, but of themselves.
Wow.
And then
That's art.
at the end,
10 seconds.
I don't know, like 2 dudes leave and they shake hands, and we all have learned a little something about ourselves and about the legal system.
Time.
Wow.
That might have been a perfect summary.
Wow.
I mean, it's as
One-
close as I will ever get.
You actually had time to talk about the ending of the movie, which I don't think has ever happened.
100% Utah.
Amazing.
Wow.
You did it.
Thank you.
did it. Podcast over.
I guess over. We've achieved.
The perfect summary.
It's all
The
downhill
awards
from
will
here.
be forthcoming.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Great.
Another thing that's great is that I got closest with the year. It was 1957, and I bet 58. Everybody else was farther away.
But you went
Wow.
over.
I was like a decade off, wasn't I? No.
No.
Molly was almost a decade off.
No, I did
You were
54.
almost taken off. You were 49, Dan.
Yeah, but she almost second guessed herself into 46.
Almost, but didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, so I lose. That's fine. I accept my loss humbly and without disputes.
Well, you would
However-
not have finished.
Oh.
What are we doing here? What are we talking
We could be
about?
watching some
Facts are all
baseball.
there. There's 12 angry men. We meet them all. We don't learn any names except 2. They're identified by their number the
Yes.
whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's all they are in the court of law.
Is that something? I've never been in jury duty. Are you not allowed to share your name?
I'm sure you can say
think
your
it's
name.
I
optional.
don't know. Like,
It seems
yeah,
like
I don't know.
I mean, I suppose that's how they're identified in court,
Yep.
right? But I suppose if you're like just talking to each other, you can just be like, "Hey,
Yeah,
That's-
I'm
but
Dave."
they do make a big deal of it at the end
Yes.
that they like introduce each other. The two angry men
Yeah.
talk to each other at the end and shake
Yeah.
hands.
Yes.
Which would have passed the Bechdel Wallace had they been women.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in fact, I think those are our only named men,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like this shoehorns in the Bechdel test for men. Beckman Wallace.
Beckman miss.
Like if any like my point is that
Batman maleness. Okay, sorry.
Batman maleness.
Yeah, sure.
Yep, Batman maleness.
Let's say that. That rules.
Like it's a scene that they could throw into any movie.
Yes.
With women and have it pass, right?
Yes.
Ooh,
and
right.
it's such a point, like it's almost a pointless scene,
Yeah.
but they put it in here, even though the whole movie was men. Like, well, we got to get some names out here. It's important,
Yeah,
right?
that is incredibly damning.
But I think it's such a cool moment because they do have a moment of connection, right? You can see that the elderly man who comes to Henry Fonda's side is really enlivened by this whole experience.
Yeah.
And really digs it in sometimes ways that feel slightly inappropriate. But, you know, he's into it, right?
Excuse
and
me?
He's horny for
justice.
Oh, cool. I didn't even think of that.
Revealing their names to each other. I mean, it's not like exactly like Reservoir Dogs or anything, but it is pretty meaningful and sweet. But then they also like, I think it did such a good job of being like, these people come in, they have one of the most intense experiences of, let's say, their year, if not their lives. And then everybody just walks out a stranger again.
Right?
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, I agree that the scene it plays a role. I'm just saying, like, cut that scene completely out and replace it with women. And it's the kind of scene we joke about. Like,
this is all you have to do.
This is all you need.
Yeah.
I'm Davis. I'm McCruddle.
They still managed.
bye.
Yeah, they still managed to make it happen in a movie where they like very specifically didn't name characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Oh,
Hollywood?
Hollywood.
We're
Watch the
calling
end
you
of
out.
12 Angry Men, but think about them as women.
There we go. Okay, let me just correct Gina Davis. Let me just step in as a man and tell her how she should have approached her activism.
Oh, please do.
Just show a clip from this movie and then draw on the screen over their faces woman, and just show that to all filmmakers.
Get little, like, long hair wigs on sticks.
Oh, right, yeah.
And put it over their heads as the movie goes.
Yeah.
Oh, so they understand.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
They're all, dumb old heteronormative monsters, I assume.
Oh.
Right?
Get to
movies?
Yeah,
You're on
movies.
notice.
Yeah. Watch out.
Hey, we're coming for you.
I will say, even though I knew the ending of this movie, I was 99%
Gina Davis, don't
sure.
be mad at me. You're so great. You're so cool. Sorry.
Dan, it's too late.
Oh, no.
We're just going to have to add Gina Davis to Anne Hathaway.
Annie, please.
Annie Hathaway. And
We found out that Anne Hathaway prefers to be called Annie.
from Town and Country magazine.
CountryLiving.com.
CountryLiving.com, which is amazing to me. Like, is that a beat reporter who just works the beat of like Anne Hathaway interviews? Or was she assigned, or is it a passion project?
Well, I hope that we get a call from them soon to
Yeah.
be like, "What's her beef?" Because they're like they got to get all the news about Annie Hathaway.
Yeah, I hope this was pitched to the publication. Like,
if she is a beat reporter, this would definitely be big news.
Yeah.
She's on the half beat.
Yep.
Mm.
Which is what people also call her, apparently. Which
Half?
rules.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying rules too much in this episode.
Okay.
All right. Just a note for myself.
Well, thank goodness. Was it Jimmy Fallon who pulled that invaluable information out of Annie Hathaway?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't
The
know.
reporting was so breathless, I missed some of the facts.
Yeah, it was really
It was very like, this has
breaking
destroyed
news.
my world.
The fabric of reality has been compromised.
Okay.
12 Angry Men.
Should I send an email to that reporter
Yes.
Yeah.
and just be like, I have a story for you. My colleague
Hates
hates
her.
Anne Hathaway for no good reason. Can you please report on this?
And then maybe sit us down with her for some peacekeeping.
Yeah,
Hates
maybe we can
is
do
a
a
strong word.
Okay.
Can we
I don't
get-
hate her.
Finds her mediocre.
This is
Yeah.
a Totes Recall Challenge 2022.
She's fine. I think
Yes.
Annie Hathaway is fine.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
I think we need to sit down with Annie Hathaway and Obama over a beer, have a beer summit,
God.
and iron out the kinks.
What?
Sure.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
So
just saying.
12 Angry Men. I guess it's my turn to try to get us back on track.
Great. There's 12 of them. They're all angry. We've got Henry Fonda, the one who just doesn't know, is poking holes.
Juror number 8.
Fun drinking game. Ooh. Every time Henry Fonda says, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like drink.
Get
ripped.
Blasted.
We got...
Or hydrated if you don't drink.
That's true. You meant just any beverage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, any beverage.
Oh.
More like Henry Fonda.
Or fondue.
Yep.
What?
Like, what?
Dip some fondue.
Like you're having a Henry...
You're going to drink the fondue?
No, I
That's
didn't
like
say
boiling hot oil.
No, Molly said fondue.
I messed it up.
I said fun. Fun, like it's fun to drink.
Like fun.
It can be, like you're having a party.
You can have melted cheese. You can also have like a hot pot of oil to like.
Yeah. Why are we talking about cheese?
Henry Fondue.
I got us off track. Sorry.
You got us on track and off track so fast.
No. I disagree. Check the tapes. Check the facts. Molly said it's my turn to get things back on track, and then Dan immediately started talking. So.
I mean, I can't recall.
Yeah.
But
let's put it to a vote.
Know.
A vote has been called.
Okay.
Who thinks Molly is
secret
guilty
vote,
of? Oh.
Yep.
How do we do a secret vote on this podcast?
Just everybody close your eyes and raise your hands.
I'm trying to name the men.
Sorry.
Okay.
Henry Fondue.
Juror number 8.
We've got old man horny for justice.
Juror number 9.
We've got angry racist.
Juror number 10.
Wow. We've got man from Europe, European watchmaker man.
Juror number 11.
Who is maybe Russian.
Or Greek. Unclear.
Or Italian.
We don't know. They kept it intentionally vague.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We got marketing guy.
Juror number 12.
Mm-hmm.
We got the foreman in short sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's also a assistant coach at whatever high school.
He's real likable.
Is he?
I like that guy.
He seemed pretty nice.
He was the most bland one to my mind.
But he had those guns.
He did, yeah. Hairy forearms.
Great
too.
football story, too.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. We got Piglet.
Juror number 2.
God bless him.
God bless.
Fun fact, that guy is Piglet. We're not.
Or
the
was
voice
Piglet.
of-
I mean,
was
he's
the
probably
voice
dead now, right?
He has passed, and I've got more information about him later.
Excellent.
Wow. Just from your...
We're not talking about it
Finish
yet.
the
We're starting
man.
to get through the...
We've got the most angry man
Juror number 3.
with son issues.
Oh, son
Yeah.
issues, right.
Broker robot, who also I think looks like a Nazi.
Yeah,
He
I
could definitely
definitely
play
was
a
like,
Nazi,
he's part of the what is it, Gestapo?
Gestapo.
Do you think he came in on came over from Project whatever, where they were like, "Ooh, we'll steal all the rocket engineers so we can destroy the world later"?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool.
Guy who used to live in a slum.
Juror number 5.
Mm-hmm.
He might be before the other guy.
Hmm?
Was he was juror number 5?
Juror number 4 was robot glasses.
Oh, I
Juror
thought they
number
were
5.
switched around. Doesn't matter.
Ooh, and then the next guy's kind of generic too.
Where's the racist guy?
We already did him.
Juror number 11.
11.
Oh, gotcha.
Painter.
No, 10.
Yeah, the
Shit.
painter.
Juror number
Painter
10
guy.
is the racist guy.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Well, he's
right.
just a working man.
Because
He's
the
like-
L
working-
train.
He's just a
Working
working
man.
man. He's the guy who's like ready to lay out racist man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then fucking baseball hero,
Juror
Mr.
number
New York,
7.
Yeah.
who
Wow.
rules so hard.
So
He's
hard.
great. You know what I know him from?
What?
My favorite Muppet movie, The Great Muppet Caper.
What does he do in
Really?
Muppet Caper?
He's like the head of the newspaper. He must be the editor of the newspaper, and he sends them out Kermit and Fonzie Bear.
Fonzie Bear?
Fonzie Bear.
Fonzie Bear.
Hey.
Fozzie.
Waka waka waka.
He sends them out to get a story.
Twin brothers.
Yeah, they're twins.
Yeah.
And he's that scene. He's like, oh yeah.
You should watch that movie. The movie's
It's
awesome.
so good. I love it.
Sure.
Okay.
You writing that
Writing
down,
it
Molly?
Okay. As
Now I've said the men.
yes, and as I believe Bats in the early, maybe that wasn't a bet. It was just a firm declaration because I am a man who's confident in himself. This is like the Gremlins 2 of character actors in a room, and every man that we talked about, Dan kind of hit on it to some extent. Like they all had sort of a deal. Like they all had their own deal, probably because they weren't named. So it just was like a way to make it even easier to keep track of who is who.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, person who wrote the play.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of story to get through for how short of a story it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So good job.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Reginald Rose.
Ooh,
Oh, Reginald.
Look at you.
Roll the Reggie
Yes.
Rose.
Reginald
Rose.
Rose served on a jury in 1954. and is a playwright who immediately recognized the tensions and drama inherent in jury deliberations.
So he wrote it after that?
So he wrote it after that, and he wrote it as a teleplay.
Oh.
And so it was on television first, but because of a different teleplay called Marty, which was a romantic comedy that got turned from a teleplay into a movie and had success as a movie, that is why United Artists was willing to take a chance on this movie.
Wait. So it wasn't even like, yeah, courtroom drama's hot right now. It was literally teleplays turning into movies are profitable. Let's keep going. Chomp, 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 cigar.
And that was the thing is that the writer, Reginald Rose, realized that there were all kinds of courtroom dramas happening, like, Perry Mason and all this stuff, but nothing ever showed what the jurors were up to.
Oh, and he saw the juicy potential.
Yes. And so the other person who saw the juicy potential was Henry Fonda, who saw it on TV. It was like, this will make a great movie. But nobody wanted to produce it. So he produced it, which turns out he hated because it was very stressful to be the producer, and he hated watching dailies with himself in it.
Oh, he hated producing?
He hated producing.
He didn't hate the movie, though.
Didn't hate the movie.
Okay.
Loved the movie, loved acting in it, loved the director, loved the writer and everything. But anyway, basically the writer and Henry Fonda got together to produce it themselves, and United Artists was willing to jump aboard.
Because they had heard how good turning a teleplay into a movie is?
They had seen it for themselves.
Amazing.
And they had hoped that would happen with this.
That is the most capitalist reason in the world.
Yes.
Like,
absolutely.
Doing this exact thing with something completely different works.
Did you already know all this?
Yeah, this is a lot of knowledge that you're just dumping on.
It's almost like you're an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Like yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I looked it up online.
Oh, yeah?
Oh.
Yeah, I started with Wikipedia.
Watching the movie. She's not really blood, but she's curious. She opens up her phone, goes to browser that's preferred. Clicks in URL wikipedia.org.
Wow. Man. That pre-recorded theme song is so good.
We still got it.
I've been really working on just making sure that the sound is balanced.
It's amazing. It is.
I like this new mix.
Thank you.
So good.
Yeah.
I mean, you should win a...
Once again, patrons, we are thousands of dollars in the hole from all the studio time.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But we do
I forgot that was
appreciate your
I
support.
do it for the art.
Yeah. I'm really glad that we also go into the studio for the music, but we don't record the podcast in the studio.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
We decided it was too expensive to record both.
Yeah, so we had to choose.
we chose the incidental music.
Yeah. Well, we had to record 100 Wikipedia theme songs.
That's true.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Those are great fun
facts. Those are great
Thank
facts.
you. I've got more. I'll save them for later.
Wow, teaser. Oof. As we bet, this takes place in hot New York. It must be New York, right? Or Cleveland, I suppose.
Oh.
No, because they said the Woolworth building. He mentioned
okay.
Oh, and that one guy works in the stock market. He's a broker.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah. So it's hot New York City. Yep. They do get hot. The fan doesn't work.
Boy, do they get hot.
Everybody's sweating, taking off coats, loosening ties. Nailed it.
A tie loosening, yes.
I did not see a hat fan.
No, there were hats.
And that man had such a prominent hat. It was like Chekhov's hat, and he didn't do it.
Yeah.
He did do an incredible flip.
Yeah.
Baseball man?
Yes.
Baseball fan?
He made a joke.
And bumping.
He made a joke, and he pushed his hat forward.
He did a lot of great hat work. He did not fan himself with it, though.
Yeah.
But, I did see a legal pad fanning.
Yeah.
That was something.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of handkerchiefs.
True. A lot of dabbing.
Oh, okay. We got to talk about handkerchiefs and dabbing.
Okay.
Juror number 10, our big racist boy.
Ed Begley.
Ed Begley, senior, presumably.
Presumably. Did we ever confirm that?
We didn't.
Okay. That's probably true, though, right?
Yeah.
That's how Hollywood works.
What are the chances that Ed Begley Jr. is from
Isn't,
a different
wouldn't that be
Ed
wild?
Begley?
But he capitalized on it?
Or it's like, you know how you have some people add, like Michael J. Fox he puts the J in there because there's already a Michael Fox. What if he was just like, oh, there's already an egg bagel.
It's already an egg bagel.
So I'll be egg cheese. I'll be Egg Bagel Jr. Oh my gosh, words are so hard.
Check out our new restaurant coming in the spring, Egg Bagel Jr.
Yeah.
We only serve egg bagels.
We only serve children.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait, we serve them 2 children?
2 children.
Oh, Jesus.
That was
okay.
dark.
I don't know.
That's
We're
only
not
on
going
the
to win
coast.
the Brother
So.
Award if you keep that up.
In the Midwest, they're called Hardee's.
Oh.
LOL.
LOL. Anyway, he is having some sinus issues. Oh. He's coughing and blowing his nose and just all the time with the handkerchief on his nose the whole time.
And not covering his mouth properly.
It is a very different experience watching this now.
And in a post/perpetual ongoing pandemic world, it's very bracing to see a bunch of men in a room together, a bunch of people in a room together, and one guy's just like coughing all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal. Yeah. I was nervous, and he was on TV and like 60 years ago.
Well, like, they're all going to go home and be sick.
Oh, right.
If there's one thing that we've learned.
It's true. And that one guy was like, I just got over a cold. And you could tell he was so mad.
Yeah. Ugh.
Nothing to be done.
Yeah.
That guy was horrible for so many reasons.
Yeah, it was kind of fun, though, that, like, they set his deal up to be like, oh, he's the guy who's sick. And then they kind of, like, give you a little, like, oh, but actually he's, like, super bigoted. Mm-hmm. That's more interesting for story.
Yeah, we should say we were mistaken. The accused is not a black man. He's not that.
Yeah.
I would guess he's Latino.
Yeah.
But they really dig into like those people and them, and Ed Begley really lays on the racial stereotypes.
Yeah, and I think I might have thought that because I think the 90s one that I saw, I think that one like is a little more explicit about it.
Yeah.
And maybe the kid's like, I don't know, it's in New York. The kid's maybe like Puerto Rican or something. Mm-hmm. And also for whatever reason, I just associate like the horrors of our judicial system with fucking over young black men.
Yeah.
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 For whatever reason.
Yeah. I don't know what reason.
I can't think of any reasons. But yeah, Ed Begley really goes hard on
them.
On like basic racism. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like it was like
it was the 50s. You didn't have to get very creative.
Yeah. But then the scene where he does his big racist monologue / rant, and
like
everybody
crescendo.
Yeah.
And everybody turns on him.
Yeah.
Literally.
Everybody stands up and faces the wall, and like he loses steam. It's very well acted.
Yeah.
Of like he's realizing,
I'm the asshole.
I'm the asshole here. But that was a moment where I was like, this was a play, which I guess I was wrong because it never was a play.
I had the same thought though. Like this is a play
it's
moment.
so dramatic of just like everybody stands up one by one and just faces the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then that guy just sits at that table for a long time thinking about his existence,
like his entire worldview.
It's intense.
It is.
He sits at a little desk in the corner that's got like 3 books on it.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we don't see him again until he like acknowledges not guilty, as he's like sad and defeated by himself.
It's a real study about being out there on your own. Watching it again in a post/forever pandemic world, and his. Henry Fonda's character's bravery in saying not guilty, right, in a room full of people who voted otherwise. I was like, I think I always want to picture that I would be that person.
Yeah.
But I have experienced recently, if I'm wearing my mask in an environment where other people aren't, like the amount, and these are strangers I owe nothing to, much less people I'm going to be locked in a room with for hours. I really find myself questioning and doubting and thinking it'd be a lot easier just to go along, right? And you have to have a lot of moral fortitude to do that. And then once a second joins you, it's almost like it's exponentially easier, right? Like once you have just that one person.
Well, there's that whole like psychology experiment where they put people in a room and just one person doesn't know what's going on. Everybody else knows what's going on. And they show them 3 different lines, like of different lengths. And then they ask them which one is the longest line. And everybody kind of agrees on the first few. And then they switch it over. So like the actors start saying, it's like very obvious which one is the longest. They start saying the incorrect one. And the people who are in the room start agreeing with those people because they like don't want to be the different one.
Yeah.
It feels life-threatening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably some like crazy lizard brain thing we still have of just like stay with your pack.
Oh
like,
yeah, for sure.
It's dangerous to be alone. And this, I thought this movie did a really good job of framing those moments because it definitely like the solitary person like changes throughout the movie, and it did a really good job of like just the way it would. I don't know, like the way it would just sometimes cut to like one or more of the other men just sort of like staring straight at a point. That was like the other, the single person that was being the one who was standing out.
Oh, I was right in the first half. It sounds like.
Yeah, because they do it a couple times where it's like they kind of very deliberately. I mean, the writing of it very deliberately isolates one character. I think they do a good job of sort of like having like I don't know, creating that tension of like everyone else just like okay, all the attention is on you, like. This is your moment. Like, do something. Like, yeah. Oof.
Cool.
I would hate it. Yeah, I would definitely hate. Just even thinking about it, I'm just like, ugh, so uncomfortable.
We should talk about the most important age that's referenced in this movie:
Please.
35 years old.
Yes.
Yep.
There's one of the big cracks in the case, I suppose, comes when they figure out that the star eyewitness, the lady who lives across the way,
across the L track,
wore glasses, and so you can't believe her testimony as much. But the way it's laid out is like it could have just been like she wears glasses. Right. We figured it out from nose bumps, and she wasn't wearing them, and she's asleep. But it's like old man, sweet old man, goes on this whole
horny
thing.
For justice.
Horny for justice, old man goes on this whole thing about how she had like heavy makeup and is 45, but is trying to look 35.
Yeah, to try to look 35.
Yeah, and Molly, you told him to shut up,
like viscerally
probably
shouted
a dozen times.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So I don't know if you want to react to that.
Oh yeah, it felt a little mean spirited, as if women are the only people who care about their appearance.
Yeah, that man had his hair all combed nice. And
it was laden with so much judgment. You know, women.
Yeah.
She's 45 trying to look 35.
What a
and
fool.
then his list of evidence is like what all of society pressures women to do.
Right.
And wearing clothes someone younger than her would wear. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're Mr. Fashion. It was just very like, it was treated so differently than the old man.
Yeah.
Who had like a torn jacket and was limping a little, and like there was a lot more generosity towards him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it felt like I kind of understand like why those lines were there because like they were already established with him. They'd already established with him talking about the old man in the room, but he was like
still pretty judgy.
Very but like he's just a very observational guy, and he sort of like is talking it out. So like I understand that like they had to do it both times to show like this is just how this guy is. But yeah, it was definitely like that was definitely one of the moments in the movie, just like this is a product of the 1950s, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, here are my observations about the one woman you hear about in this movie.
Yeah, and in my mind, she was in that opening scene where they're in the courtroom, like giving testimony, but that does not happen.
No.
There were no women in this movie.
We don't see a woman.
Even the stenographer.
Maybe in a crowd shot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
This is the hardest. I feel this might be the hardest Bechdel Willis fail we've ever done.
Maybe
not even an.
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that a movie called 12 Angry Men is the one that did that. But
what if it was like a studio note? Like, no, you can't have a woman in this movie. The man is in the title. People get confused.
What am I watching? 12 Angry Men and
a woman.
You must be mad about that woman. Now I'm mad about that woman.
Oh, I'm so mad about women. Oh, and then he has to go sit down in a little desk in the corner for 20 minutes.
I have the problem? It's not the women's fault?
Oh, that never happened to any person in power at a movie studio. Yeah, it was unfortunate. But outside of that, though, I love that old man.
Oh,
he was such a delightful character.
He was so, and also he's describing himself, right? Like he understands the elderly man so well because he doesn't have his moment, and he's not. No one asks his opinion in 75 years. It's his moment where his opinion actually matters, and it matters in the life or death of this person. So he's actually describing himself
for sure
at the beginning, and you just see that joy. And there's a moment where, you know, he notices the thing about the woman's eyeglass dents on either side.
Yeah.
to modern eyes, we've seen but she wasn't wearing her glasses, like in My Cousin Vinny and 1,000 other movies. Mm-hmm. But at this point, this is maybe a little bit more astonishing. But he is so pleased with himself.
Yes.
When Henry Fonda just does a friendly arm pat.
Yeah.
And it just brings him so much, it's so sad and brings so much meaning.
McCardle.
Oh, yeah. McCardle.
What I found interesting is he keeps talking about how he's describing the old man who is also himself, but he never says he's never been quoted. That's the thing that he keeps coming back to.
Yeah.
He wants to be quoted, and I don't know if that's everybody was hoping to be quoted.
Maybe at the time when everything's all print media.
Yeah,
I guess
felt like a funny, specific way to communicate that no one's ever cared about his opinion.
I mean, I guess to this day, in modern times, there is a thing about just he's going to be on the news.
Yeah.
Turn on the 10 o'clock news. Your cousin's going to be on. They asked him about the new McDonald's they opened up.
Can you send me the link?
Yeah. So I guess maybe that's the idea. It's just that's the only medium. It's that or I don't know, calling into a radio contest or something. I mean, I guess there was TV, too, because there were teleplays. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm 35.
Yeah. You dress like you're 25.
Thank you. I think, right?
I don't know.
Is that good or bad in these modern times?
Depends on how old you are and how judgy you are.
And how much you fucking own it.
That's
real. Am I right?
Key is confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
When you're getting dressed in the morning, be sure to put on your confidence.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Speaking of confidence.
That's a sign we will sell in the store. Sorry.
Wow.
What are we going to...
He had the perfect transition.
and you
then
decided
you tried to sell merch.
Good job. Excellent job. Please.
This is great. Thank you for doing that.
We're rich now.
Speaking of confidence, let's talk about juror number 7, the guy with the loudest jacket, the only hat, and a love for America's pastime, the baseball.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was... He almost felt like he was coming from a different movie at certain points. He was just this weirdo goof who apparently knew magic tricks, and he'd do little flips with his hat. And once he established I got tickets to the baseball game, the playwright or the screenwriter, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. What do you call it when it's a teleplay?
Telewriter.
He constantly used baseball analogies every once in a while, and I
all
was
the time.
delighted every single time.
He had baseball in the mind.
He did.
Get out of the park.
But the best thing he did, he did a little hat flip in the bathroom, which was more just I'm putting my hat back on and I'm a fun guy. But there was a point, I don't remember what he said, but he was very proud of himself, and he punctuated it by just tipping that hat an inch forward on a downward angle on his head, and it was amazing. The room in Beth's erupted.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah,
we were
he's
delighted.
Great. My favorite moment he has is he's going off on a monologue about how someone, I don't know, is out on a limb or something. And he just loses steam out of it. He's like,
that was amazing.
You're Bibby and Bobby at the fight. Anyway, what are you trying to say?
Oh, that was, you know what it was, is he pivoted to boxing analogies, and that's what fucked him up.
He lost it,
Yeah, because all the baseball analogies were solid, but then he was just it's like you're at the, that was so funny, because it was just I want to know, here's what I would love to know. I want to know if that was written that way, or if he actually forgot his line, and they were just this rules, keep it.
No, they rehearsed for 2 weeks solid.
That's
he
only
locked
2
up
weeks.
The cast
what?
Basically all day, every day for 2 weeks. He had them in the same room so they would feel what it was like to be in that jury.
Did they keep it real toasty in there?
I mean, I can only assume with
hotness?
that many people, unless they rehearsed in a freezer, it got hot.
Ooh.
But anyway.
Did they make Henry Fonda train by himself so that they'd resent him?
Oh, that's such a good idea. No, I don't think they did.
Okay.
That wasn't in the particular website that I looked at, but it's possible.
They didn't get any food either. We bet there would be
They talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
sandwiches wrapped in wax paper.
Yep.
Surely they would have been.
Tall glasses. Oh, sorry.
Milk. A big milk.
A big milk.
A big milk.
Pitcher. That's the word.
Ah.
Big pitcher of milk. No food at all.
None.
No cigarettes and water.
Cough drop, gum,
Cough drop.
cigarettes. The food of the
Yeah.
ultimate man
Yeah.
in the night. Teens, turn off your headphones. They smoked a lot in this fucking movie. Like literally one of the last shots of the movie is this like slow train across the table and mostly focusing on the multiple ashtrays filled with cigarette butts.
Yeah. The thing that got me of like a different time was all of how everybody was just using paper cups and throwing away.
Or throwing them at each other.
Yeah. And I was like, get a water bottle. Bring it in there, bro.
Yeah, that's a water bottle.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, modern courts, are you providing sustainable drink containers to your jurors?
And it's like the paper cup that you can't save, right? It's the little like ice cream cone one. Like all you can do is drink it and throw it away. That's how they get you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could like very thoughtfully crease it and like stick it in your breast pocket and use it later. Sure.
Wow.
Do we think that Henry Fonda's character killed the dad?
What?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
What? Really?
I just think at the end of the movie.
Okay, lay out your case. Let's hear the facts. Come on. What are you talking about?
At the end of the movie, they say not guilty, but it's because they have reasonable doubt. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So presumably, if he's not guilty, somebody else
is
murdered.
Guilty.
Yeah.
So and this is a man. Go ahead.
Oh, Henry Fonda. Yeah. Pulls out the exact same knife that was used in the murder.
Okay.
He admits to purchasing that knife just a couple of blocks away from where that kid had been. What was he doing in that neighborhood?
Ooh,
and why was he walking around armed?
And why is he, if it's so clear to everyone else that he's guilty, why does he think he's probably not guilty?
So you're presenting the theory that Henry Fonda stabbed this man in the chest with a knife.
Yeah.
And then did he switch it out with another knife?
No, he's just got a lot of those knives.
He just has a lot of those knives?
Like that's a custom-made knife for
his
him.
Knife.
Oh, so you're saying he went to knife guy in that neighborhood just like, give me this one and make a lot of them.
Oh, you switch knives.
Yeah.
I switch knives.
Yeah.
As the broker says.
Broker, just his line deliveries were superb.
Mm-hmm.
Switch knife.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's all part of Henry Fonda's sick game. He murders people, then gets on the jury and gets them off.
Yeah. And I think...
And then he gets up.
And I think that I think the guy that is horny for justice also is part of it. At the end, when they shake hands, he's passing him money
shit.
to pay him for helping in creating reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Right?
Oh my god.
This is what happened in 12 Angry Men.
You are blowing my mind right now.
Yep. No one's talking about it.
Nobody. No. Hey, Twitter?
Because the mainstream doesn't want
That's
to talk about how the real plot of 12 Angry Men
1950 whatever's 12
1957's 12 Angry Men. They want it to be a feel-good movie about justice.
Is the Zodiac Killer.
Yes, exactly.
There's 12 signs of 13 signs of the Zodiac, right?
Well, he's the 13th.
He's the 13th. Killing the other 12 signs.
Oh,
to gain their power. Like the one.
Yeah, he's like a Highlander.
Yeah.
And once he kills all the other jurors, then he becomes the only one.
Wait, what?
Wait, he's killing the jurors?
Yes. So...
Okay, hold on.
That boy
Our
was a
theory was really working, okay?
Yeah, and then you had to come in here and dan it all up.
Oh, wow.
I want you to your own merch while you're at it.
Please do. Please pitch more merch. And then everybody tell us which merch you would buy and for how much.
Or we'll murder you.
And only tell us about things that you would pay over $100. What?
Don't threaten our audience.
Listen, we're already on thin ice with this Annie Hathaway sitch.
Yeah, and whoever else.
We're going to have an Obama beer summit about it. Decade-old reference.
Yeah.
Tan suit.
And who did he have to have a beer with?
A racist cop and a black man who was a judge, maybe. It was horrible. I mean, it was fine, but then in retrospect, it was horrible.
Did they film it? Did people watch it?
I think they took pictures of them, like...
cheersing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then, like,
so sad.
it was very sad.
We'll talk about it later.
Please, let's not.
Hey, can we talk about Piglet?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Quick pig. A quick pig.
Wow.
I was trying to do turn into a segment.
A quick
pig.
Forget it. Quicklet, Piglet.
Okay.
Yes.
So the
John
actor's name is John Fielder.
Uh-huh.
He was born in 1925
Okay.
Wow.
in Wisconsin, I think. Anyway.
Great.
He went and served in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came back, he started acting in New York, and his big break was 12 Angry Men.
Whoa.
Which is his first film.
Okay.
And as he went through his career, he played a number of characters that would probably be familiar to you in retrospect. One of his biggest gigs was working for the Walt Disney Company. He did the voice of Piglet as well as some other voice acting in movies that we've seen, including Robin Hood.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
I know. We have to go back and rewatch everything.
Like a little mouse or something? A little orphan mouse?
I don't know. I did listen. I was trying to also watch 12 Angry Men.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe he was I don't know.
So touching to me is he passed away at the age of 80 in 2005. But he passed away at a place called the Lillian Booth Actors Home. Do you know about this place?
No.
It's in Inglewood, New Jersey. And it was a home started for Hollywood actors, members of the Academy, who were older and didn't have anyone in their lives to care for them.
Amazing.
And so that's where he passed away.
Thank you for caring for Piglet.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. It was so hard that once Beth looked up that he's the voice of Piglet.
Yeah.
I have to tell you a little peek behind the curtain. I've been watching a lot of Winnie the Pooh lately.
Nice.
Be nice.
I just couldn't get it out of my head. And he was just.
It was great.
He's the perfect actor for that because he plays that sweetness so beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't mention any relationships. His Wikipedia entry was very short.
Oh.
No, we're not where he did the song, but his entry was so short it made me sad.
Well, maybe you got to look up Animationpedia, and all the cartoon
That's
people
true.
are all about him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Maybe him and what's his name, Pooh Bear guy, just for
Mr.
palling
Pooh Bear.
around.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure he had friends and a whole life and stuff. That's
Maybe.
because it's not in Wikipedia doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Well, I don't know about that. Okay. Well, careful. We're going to lose our...
There's a reason why they need $3 from everybody. It's because they have a lot of information to put on there.
Yeah. All of the information.
All of it.
Yeah, got it all. Well,
Yeah.
before we get to our final reviews of the movie we just watched, 12 Angry Men, we like to engage with 12
Come on.
happy
Come on.
heads.
Oh.
What?
Totes heads.
Totes
Totes.
heads.
We don't know if they're happy.
Okay.
They're happy because they're listening to their favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Not when they're submitting the questions.
Yeah.
Unless, I mean, they might be. Tell us if you're listening to the podcast while submitting questions to the podcast, like to get in the mood.
Well, and also, are you happy?
You don't have to.
Oof.
You don't have
You know
to
what? You don't
divulge
have to
that.
answer that.
That's fine.
We
Never
hope you
mind.
are.
We do.
We do.
We
but
hope
we
you are
also
happy.
get it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Totally.
Hey, what are the questions?
Are we engaging with fans right
We
now?
engage with fans. We post a call to Discord, which you can join if you're a patron.
Patreon.com/show3call. Nope.
And ask for Q's and C's. And here they are.
Ooh, baby, I'm ready.
Oh, the reveal of your phone.
That was very dramatic. For the listener, he kept his phone hidden under the table for that entire preamble.
Yeah. Taylor History asks, are all of them truly angry? I mean, are some of them just really upset or just annoyed? That's different than being angry, right?
Great question.
Yeah.
Great question, Taylor History.
One guy's actually super angry.
Oh,
He's
for
yelling
sure.
constantly.
A few of them are definitely very angry.
Yeah.
I think there's variations on simmering anger.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, as people begin to change their vote to not guilty, they seem a lot less angry.
Yeah.
I feel like, maybe juror number 11, the immigrant man with the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was probably maybe more irritated. And
He gets pretty angry when baseball says not guilty because he just wants to get the whole thing over
that's
with.
true. That's
Yeah.
but that's like passion, right?
You could be passionately angry.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you just saying it's passionate because
He's upset. Wasn't that an option?
annoyed or upset? I think they
Yeah.
all have moments of anger.
Yes. Okay.
Some are more consistently angry
That's
than
true.
others.
Fair point.
Well, I don't
Some
just
are
the
more
form of it, or-
intrinsically angry.
Yeah.
Like there are some who show up with just the thinnest veneer under the anger that they seem to carry with them.
Yeah. Listen, if I were stuck in a poorly climate-controlled room with a bunch of men who suck, I would probably get pretty
You
annoyed.
can imagine how bad it smelled.
Oh,
Like
Those
all
sandwiches.
that breath. All
All
that.
that cigarette breath, all that whatever scent they were splashing on their necks.
I mean,
doesn't the
some of the jurors offered gum, they offered cough drops, and no one took them.
The coughing man didn't take a cough drop.
Coughing man. Well,
anyway,
I
hope we covered it.
We did. And yes, being upset and annoyed are different than being angry, Taylor.
That's true.
History.
Yeah.
Great.
You have your name is longer, but I can't see it on my phone. Oh, Taylor History Steve.
Taylor History Steve.
Taylor History Steve.
Nice.
All right. Carzon asks, 12 Angry Men is one of the few 100% films on Rotten Tomatoes. Does it hold up to that rating? Would it get it today?
The Hundo hold up?
Hold up. I mean, stay tuned for our final rating.
That's the end of the podcast thing. How dare you?
Oh, wow.
Shouldn't have even read that.
I mean,
get out of here. Now I'm angry.
Well, let's maybe pivot that to like how it would be received in modern times.
Well, modern times are so bonkers, though, right?
That's true.
Like, people would just be mad.
About which part?
I'm sorry. It just broke my brain. I'm just trying to express, like, I'm just trying to think about, like, what would Joe Rogan say about this movie?
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
Wow. Now we need to get 2 beer summits.
Suck it, Rogan. You're 5'7".
Is he mad about that?
That's how tall I am. What's wrong with being 5'7"?
It's a thing.
Oh.
Don't. Shorter than that.
It's fine. But you don't care.
I care a little.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that.
You want to go on Joe Rogan's podcast and talk about it?
Sure.
No, please don't.
Don't.
Think of all the fucking listeners.
That's a very good
That's
point.
a good point.
I'll go say some wild shit and everybody will tweet and then we're rich.
That's how it works.
I mean, that's how his wealth came. Yeah.
I think there would be more in, if that movie was remade today.
Yes.
There would be more about how it's not really a jury of his peers because it's all white men, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
There's a lot of stuff that I feel like a lot of layers that maybe were not being talked about in the 50s that would be talked about now.
Sure.
But they definitely are covering topics that we still are discussing today.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I think there's still a lot of room today for the not the B story, but the sort of finding truth within yourself as well, which is why this movie is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just about the justice. It's about everybody confronting their inner demons. I think that works today.
And I got to think about like all the different shades of whiteness there are, like in terms of your whiteness as an obstacle to seeing other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, because actually thinking about it, there are at least 2 jurors who had some kind of different background than being, and neither of them were the first to say not guilty, right? That it kind of took an entitled white man to use their entitlement to feel like they could stop the room and create space for that, right?
These architects just coming in and taking control.
When he said he was an architect, I was like, a social architect?
Or architecting.
Of murder.
Both.
Amazing.
Great. Totes head
Go ahead.
One. It's got to be number
5.
Oh, how sweet.
Wait, is that because we're the first 4 Totes heads?
No, I think it's because like we're USA number 5.
Oh, sure.
But I don't know.
Let us know.
Yeah, 5 Boon Friends. Number
Or that.
5.
A lot of 5s.
High five.
Is this that movie that
All
Jim
hell
Carrey was in?
No, 12 Angry Men is the movie we're talking about.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, how would you all vote? Guilty? Not guilty?
Not guilty.
I mean, they definitely he definitely presents a lot of like things that would elicit reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody would like to say they'd vote not guilty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, I think the more interesting question is, could we be the Henry Fondas of dealing with the social pressure?
Right. The 11.
And I don't know the answer to
11 other men.
Because I've never done the jury duty. Have
Me
you guys
neither.
done the duty?
No.
I've always wanted to be a juror, and I finally got called up after I moved to Minneapolis, and I was so excited.
Mm-hmm.
And I got into the big room with like the most foul smell ever because everybody was not brushed their teeth. It was like 150 people who had not brushed their teeth was the feeling I got as I was sitting there. Anyway, I finally get called into the big room, and I'm like, yes, I finally get to be a juror. I've always wanted to serve. Mm-hmm. And they ask, has anyone here ever been the victim of a crime? And 40 or 50% of us raise our hands, right. And they're like, you're dismissed. I was like, I'm never not going to be a victim of a crime, right? Like, once it happens to you once, you can't,
Is that always the first question?
Define the crime. Like, maybe I don't feel so bad about the crime that was committed against me, or maybe I do, but don't you want to get to know more about me as a potential juror?
Yeah. Yeah,
just
judge.
Swiping.
Or lawyers, or however that works.
Yeah, but left before they even got to know me.
Wow.
So that was really sad for me, because I honestly would love to serve.
I would like to as well. I think we're jumping to the end question. Sorry. Does this movie make you excited for or terrified for jury duty? My last name, palindrome. My last name, palindrome. Cool. My text is very big on my phone because I'm 35 and I like to read comfortably. But it also means all these names get cut off. Great. Yeah, I want to serve jury duty, but the only time I was ever called was last year in the pandemic in California. A place I haven't lived for 15 years. Maybe longer than that.
Yeah.
Which I had to call and write. I had to do a lot of things to be like, I'm nowhere near there, and I haven't been for a very long time.
Did you get the summons inside a pineapple? Or
Yeah. It's delivered by a dude in board shorts.
What was the question? Have I been? No, I haven't.
It was, does this movie make you excited or terrified to serve on jury duty?
I would love to.
I would love to as well.
Ugh. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't really, doesn't. I just remember somebody I know talking about having to serve on a murder trial and seeing the evidence, and that would really upset me. So I guess it would depend on what the type of case, and I'm sure I wouldn't, if they're like, does blood bother you? And I'd be like, yes, it does. Right. I probably wouldn't be chosen.
I think I'd just get bummed out.
Just take down big tobacco, though.
Yeah, I'd do that. But then they'd be like, have you ever said on a podcast that you don't like big tobacco? And I'd be like, yeah.
Have you ever smoked a cigarette?
But you've also said smoking is cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
you're back in. You're an alternate.
I'm an alternate.
Yeah.
Those two guys got to be like, bye.
I would be so mad if I watched all the evidence and I had ideas and I didn't even get to get in the room.
Oh, that'd be the worst. Have to sit through the trial but not get to go be in the room? Sweat room?
You want to go in the sweat room?
They got to go to the baseball game.
Yeah, they got to go to the baseball game.
Oh, yeah, Yankees at Cleveland.
Yanks at Cleveland.
It got rained out.
We don't know that.
No, he said they got the infield covered.
I think I would just get too bummed out because I don't have a lot of faith in the just general populace that is.
Or the whole system.
Yeah. So I feel like if I was in there, I would just be like, oh, these are the people that are determining this, or these are the judges that are dealing with this, or these are the lawyers that are doing this for money.
But then counterpoint, the people that are going to go in there and actually serve on the jury are stoked for the justice system, think it's working great.
That's true. So I have to go in there. I have to go in there and twist the knife. Be like, no, you idiots.
Yeah.
Look at all these things that were bad.
Yeah. So teens, answer your jury summons.
I've never been summoned.
Yeah.
Also, don't be a victim of a crime.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Have I just moved too much? I don't know how it works.
Apparently not.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. Not enough crimes, I guess.
All right. Did we jump ahead?
I got a bunch of people on Next Door who would say different. Am I right?
What?
Next Door is
Next
bad.
Door.
Crimes?
Yeah. They're just always crimes.
Crimin'?
Yep. Or maybe there would be a crime. I saw someone walking down the street that might commit a crime.
Ooh. Oh, that dog is too far into my yard. It could steal my mail.
Who took off the tops of my tulips?
What? Why are there so many Christmas lights up?
My garden has been upended.
April.
Well, someone parked on the public street in front of my house.
This bike lane is going to make it hard for me to drive.
I don't have my license anymore, but I don't like the thought of it.
I don't want a bus stop in front of my business because people that I don't like, that I'm not explicitly saying what qualifying factor it is, but you can probably guess, might be standing outside of my business more.
Has anyone else noticed that Minneapolis is a war zone?
I live in Inver Grove Heights.
I'm taking mother and I'm leaving.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I read that in all the comments.
Local references.
Okay, last question from Eric.
That tulip thing is real, though. Go ahead.
Amazing.
Please pick your personal favorite Angry Man, and what do you think would be their pizza order?
Oh, incredible. Ooh, this is tough.
Okay.
Favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, gotta be baseball. Baseball man.
Okay.
Yeah, I was most entertained by him.
Sure.
Hawaiian.
Okay, great.
Has the pineapple.
Interesting.
Yeah, he likes to party. He's got a loud shirt. He looks like a pineapple kind of guy, but he's still a big time meat eater.
Tips that hat forward, gets into
what
it.
Kind of maybe pepperoni because that's what you get at the
ballpark.
Steak.
Steak
pizza.
Wow.
I think he'd just say like, I'd like a New York slice.
Oh yeah. I'll get a slice. Oh,
get a slice down at the
my hat.
Stayed.
Stayed.
We are all from New York.
As you can tell.
Clearly.
As you can tell.
And have been to New York many times.
Sure.
Oh, the crack of the Empire State. It's a double play. Oh, geez. Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, there goes Spider-Man. Call back.
Yep, that's my answer.
Great.
Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go with juror 1, the 4
man.
I guess he's a 4 man. That's just the world we lived in.
Yeah, angry man.
And I just felt like he was such an unsung hero, and like that story he told about the football game, and like showing his humanity because he was such a robot up to that point, such a, like an umpire and a mediator. Of course, he's an assistant coach. I don't know, man. I just felt like he just seemed like the most reliable person there to me, and I believe that he would get a straight up slice of cheese pizza with pepperoni and nothing else on it.
Nothing fancy.
Wow.
Nothing fancy.
Just straightforward.
Okay. I mean, juror number 7 rules, no question. But in the interest of making this more interesting, I will pick the horny old man. Horny for justice.
Horny for
He's
justice.
not horny for anything else as far as we know. He doesn't talk about it.
I bet he was, for that 45-year-old, he was so critical.
Yeah.
He was probably horny for her.
Cha.
Nothing wrong with 45 or older.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, teens, you could be horny for any aged
Forever.
person. Yeah. Horny all the time.
Your
You can
nightmare.
be too young to be horny.
Yeah.
But you can never be too old to be horny.
Okay.
Wait, what?
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 That's right.
But I don't
That's
know.
okay, right?
Yeah.
I don't. What everyone's looking at me like it's,
No, I'm not.
Beth,
I am not
lay out the
okay
facts.
with people under the age of 18 being.
Yeah, you can be
That's
too
what
young,
he said. He said you can be too young to be horny.
but you can never be too old to be horny.
Yeah.
Like horny for justice?
Just horny in
Just
general.
horny. Horny for horny.
For horny's sake.
Okay. Fair.
Did I
Got
say it wrong?
No, for some reason, this is the thing that broke my brain.
Horny old good. Horny young
But
bad.
then what if
But
you're
also-
horny for people who are like way too young for you?
Yeah, I think that's
not
what
what we're talking about.
Okay.
There's not.
We're just talking about
you can't be-
horniness and age,
you
and I'm
can't
like, don't be
too
horny for
old.
teens.
You can't be. There's
Unless
never
you're a
too
horny
old
teen
to
yourself.
be horny, but there are specific things that it is a problem to be horny for. We're not talking about what you're horny for.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're just talking about the
horny
ability.
in a vacuum.
Exactly, just
It just-
the capability of being horny.
Targetless horniness.
A void, just a blank void.
Okay, so I'm okay with being confused by this.
But also, teens, don't be ashamed. Don't feel like you're wrong
Oh,
or
yeah.
bad for how you're feeling.
By the way, just a reminder, we'll come to your school and give this presentation.
Exactly. We'll do the exact presentation with Beth's confusion.
It'll be horny for question mark.
Yeah.
And we won't answer that question, but we'll play some tunes.
We'll have crisp dress shirts.
Yes.
We will have colorful suspenders.
Yes.
We will have a keyboard that may or may not be played. We will have at least one skateboard.
There will be a disco
boombox.
ball.
Yeah?
A what?
A disco ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
We may have some kind of animal mascot.
We might wear backwards hats.
We'll do close-up magic.
Yes.
Awesome.
We will have a pet iguana that comes out halfway through the
I
show.
love that. I will sit in a chair in an unconventional way to show you that I am serious.
One of us will appear at the back of the theater unannounced.
I will warn you about drug use.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
So hire us.
Yeah. Call us up at 612-8089. Purdue.
Matter, but you do.
Two G's and pod. Anyway, the old man was my favorite because he was a delight. He was almost like a mischievous sprite at certain points when he was really like catching people. I think that his pizza order, just given how observant he was and how he would go off on these like long tangents about the people he was watching in the court, would be pretty complicated, actually. Like, even though you think like, oh, old man, he's gonna eat something bland, I think it would be like very specific. Like, I would like these two toppings on 1/3 of the pie.
A third.
A third of the pie. 1/3 plain cheese for when I'm, just easing into it.
Sure.
And then the other third,
surprise me?
Pizzeria's choice.
Oh, wow.
Because you know what?
He's open-minded?
He's open-minded and he's still living life, Beth, despite his age. He's still finding excitement in the world.
Okay.
He's still, dare I say, horny for...
I don't know why I'm being yelled at.
This is how it felt to be in that room, I think, at certain points.
Yeah.
All right, that's my answer.
Okay, I don't even remember what we're answering.
The question was...
I was going to say the horny old man, but...
Oh, I thought you were going to go for Piglet.
Oh, Piglet's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like Piglet. I was going to say the ad guy. Just
ad
because
guy's good.
He was almost like comedic relief in the... I don't even know. He was just
absurd.
very into himself, and he talks about himself all the time. And I think he would probably have a slice of whatever pizza his ad agency just did the ads for.
Oh, nice. And he'd like draw it and show it to everybody.
Yeah, and he'd be like, I love to doodle.
Did I mention I worked at an agency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that a couple times.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then he like talks about like weird things that they said at meetings.
Yep.
It's like, it's
Yeah,
like
but
explaining
it wasn't
a
that
dream to
weird.
someone.
Oh, he was weird for the 50s.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I guess so.
Yeah, he like talks about corporate speak and
Yeah. He also had like an interesting quirk where he was like dramatically putting on his classes, which is not the usual cliche.
right.
It's so he could see better.
See what?
See the truth.
Justice and the truth.
Wow.
Oh.
Truth glasses.
He saw how horny that old man was like, I got to take a look at this.
Cha-cha.
Yowza, wowza.
I'm missing out.
Baseball.
Oh, wow.
So we answered all the questions?
We answered all the questions.
Any C's that we missed? Were there C's? It's fine.
We got them all.
It's
We
fine.
got them all.
All
If we
right.
didn't get yours, sorry. But we got it. There's a lot. 12 Hangry Men, is that something?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
How many sketches exist already with that title?
So many.
Like 1,000?
Yeah, there's probably at least, I'm going to say half a dozen, if not a full dozen improv troops around the world with that name.
With that name,
Oh,
yes.
God bless America.
Do you want
Should we start
Start
a
a
improv troupe?
Us four. It's
Yeah.
called 12 Hangry Men.
Get it? Do you get the joke? Because it's only 4 of us?
Yeah.
And we're not.
we each
They're not
represent
men.
3 hangry men?
Ooh,
Oh, okay.
Baby.
Oh.
I love
Yeah.
it. But really, like, live theater is dead, and we all live in our own
Yeah. Only
hermetically
podcast
sealed
now.
bubbles.
Listen to podcasts. Don't give any money to anybody except us.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Go
great.
see a show.
Go see a show. Hey,
Yeah, you
teens,
can wear a mask.
go see a live
You can wear a
performance.
mask.
Vaccinated.
I am flipping my chair around and I'm looking right at you.
Yeah. Get
Kid.
horny for PPEs.
Yeah, do that.
All right. Our rating scale, as we all remember, is Sweaty Hats, which are a band.
Nice.
1 through 5, the number of albums that you buy at Tower Records or wherever you get your records.
Sure. Record.com.
Local reference.
Turtles.com.
They're all...
Uh-oh.
Okay, is it after midnight?
No,
What's
it's
happening?
it's
Not even
20
close.
after 11.
Wow. After 11. Dan, you gave it 5. You would think this rule's hard.
Yes, God, I've said rules a lot.
You also said that in the first half.
Yowza. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I enjoyed the 12 Angry Men. I thought it was very well acted. I liked the Gremlins 2 aspect of it. Yeah, I thought it was great. Well-deserved Affy. 5 Sweaty Hats. I am going to insist that everyone name one of the albums as we go around the table.
Oh, no.
So the number 1 album of my 5 Sweaty Hat albums is Riding the Brim.
Beth, you go second, as we all know. You also gave it 5, thinking, hey, it's a good Affy.
Yes. I agree with myself from the past. I think that this is an excellent movie. It's well acted. The screenplay is tight. They get a lot of information covered in such a short period of time. Yeah. It's entertaining the whole time, and they're just like sitting and talking in a room. There's no cars running around.
Yeah. You would never expect it to be interesting for people to just sit around a table and talk for 90 minutes. That sounds ridiculous.
That sounds awful.
Why would anyone pay attention to something like that? It's great. 5. What is it? Sweaty Hats.
Sweaty Hat.
Yeah.
And the record is called Flippin' Lids.
Ooh, baby. I love it.
I gave it 4.5, thinking it would be great, but if they're all just talking, isn't that going to kind of drag? No, it didn't drag.
Oh, wow.
So I guess I'm going all the way to 5 Affy. Nope. 5 Sweaty Hats.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my album is Duncan and Dolphin.
Wow.
Amazing.
Molly, you gave it 4. You remembered it was good, but you didn't remember why it was good. So maybe that doesn't deserve 5.
No, I think we will hit this out of the park. I will give it 5 Sweaty
Wow.
Hats.
A grand slam. Baseball. Sorry.
Oh, that does make sense, though, if you get 5 from all of us.
Yes.
Grand Slam.
Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Because it's 4
Yeah, that's why I
of
said
us.
it.
Yeah. That works.
We're like
You get 20
baseball.
points.
We're baseball.
Oh,
We are baseball?
We're the baseball podcast.
Oh,
Correct.
I shouldn't have given my rating too soon
Oh,
because
shit.
I just wanted, as is my habit, I'm going to squeeze in a little piece of trivia that I
You're
did
going to talk
not.
yourself down from 5? Are you going to ruin this?
No, I'm not going to ruin it.
Okay.
I'm not ruining anything. In fact, if you your interest is piqued by hearing us talk about this movie and you're going to go watch it, one of the things you can look out for is the way it was filmed to help heighten that sense of excitement that we all felt but didn't necessarily, I couldn't have put my finger on it. The first third of the movie is shot downward. The second third of the movie is shot at eye level. And the third of the movie is shot upwards. So you get to see the ceiling. So it starts to feel like the ceiling and the walls are caving in and becomes more and more claustrophobic. And that most of the edits that happen are in the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Whoa.
That's when things start to speed up and you start to feel the momentum.
Sidney Lumet.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing I noticed is that it starts raining out and the rain gets louder and louder as it gets more and more tense. So it's like this like kind of drum beat in the background. It gets,
Awesome.
really great.
It's like very natural percussion. I don't know if you know about this. So the album's name is the Hi-Hat.
Hi-Hat.
Oh, that's good.
It's mostly the drummer.
Multiple meanings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, like the drummer does a lot of impressive
Hi-hat.
stuff in that one.
Yeah.
And like wrote most of the songs.
Yeah.
Nice.
And obviously the 5th album is called
Hats.
So yeah, we're all really
We're all still
creative.
got it. We still got it.
Pop Juice.
Yeah, we're still doing it.
Come see our show, 12 Angry Men.
Coming to Bubble.
I'm in trouble.
Ooh, bubble. A Duncan and a Dolphin and a Duncan and two. A Duncan and a Dolphin. How about you? I have no idea what kind of band they're supposed to be. I just kind of went for it.
I imagine them as a ska band.
Oh, nice. That makes sense.
They're wearing so many hats.
And they're sweating.
Times, and they're sweating.
Doing dances.
Yeah, just like jumping around, blowing horns.
Getting those the bass tones.
The bass tones.
They just broke up. Finally.
Oh, no.
Really?
The bass
those bass tones.
Next, you're going to tell me Mustard Plug is on the out.
Who's Mustard Plug?
Mustard Plug?
Yeah.
They're another ska band.
Oh, okay. Great. Check them out on ska.com.
/totesrecall.com.
Yes. The purveyors of ska that you all know, totesrecall.com. We're the baseball of podcasts.
And the ska of music.
Really?
What?
Isn't ska the ska of music?
Nope.
It's us.
It's us. Okay. got
Sorry,
it.
ska.
Well,
How are we like the ska of music, though? I feel like I don't claim
Oh, good night, everybody. Duncan and a Dolphin. Doobity-doo.
I go
Duncan and a Dolphin. How about you? It's not really ska at all. Oh, you got a little brass in there. That's fine. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Totes Recall is hosted by Molly Chase, Beth Gibbs, Dan Jaquette, and Dan Linden. Produced by Beth Gibbs. New episodes of Totes Recall drop on the 15th of every month. For more information and bonus content, visit us at totesrecall.com. Thank you so much for listening.